Today's video is brought to you by my super cozy peacock pajamas. They are awesome. I love them. They make me happy. And this week, chapter 11, your brain is your bitch. Last week we did chapter 10, Meditation 101, and I've been really trying to do this, and I just get so relaxed, I fall asleep. I've tried it in the morning, I've tried it like before I go to bed, I've tried it in the middle of the day, and every single time I've fallen asleep. I just get so relaxed. I do that with yoga too. At the end of yoga, when you know, you're doing the stretches and then you just lay there and you're like breathing, I always fall asleep. Then the yoga instructor has to come and like wake me up. But this week is your brain is your bitch. Oh, that's good coffee. So as you can see, I'm kind of disheveled again. I always find it's just easier to nail these out when I just wake up. So I'm still waking up a bit. I woke up in like a really good mood today. I don't know why. I had like the worst sleep. I had nightmares that bats were in my hair because I fell asleep with this ponytail thing in my hair. I came loose, so every time I moved, it would like feel like a bat in the back of my head. Anyways, my subconscious put that in my dream. So I woke up at like 11 o'clock, just like completely terrified because there was bats in my hair. So I went back to sleep, and then I got woken up by the birds outside. They're very loud. They're like nesting and stuff. So that woke me up. And I don't know, I was just in a really good mood when I woke up. So this week's chapter is your brain is your bitch. And basically it just says that our thoughts are our most powerful tools that we got. To think what you want to think is to think the truth regardless of appearance. So it kind of goes into that whole mind over matter. Your mindset makes your reality. And so we're going into back into the, you need to, you know, see in your mind and believe in your mind that the reality that you want to make is going to happen. So, and my next note, learn to believe in the unseen. I think that's the hardest part for a lot of people to see. You know, once you figure out kind of where you want to be, there's always that the doubt of whether or not you can actually get there. And I don't know, I'm not even sure how to explain it. I've never really come into that. The next note is you don't have to know how, just what. So these ones here have really been my mindset my whole life. Like, I don't ever remember doubting if I could accomplish something once I got it into my head. So if I wanted to do something, no matter how outrageous or ludicrous or whatever it sounded, I would just, you know, do it. And most of the time I had no idea how I was going to do stuff. I would just, you know, jump in feet first and start working it. And even though most times I would make a plan, anything I plan never goes to plan, ever. There is going to be lots of ups and downs and turns and sideways, and I don't know. I always just had this like weird belief that it'll happen. You know, I don't know how it's gonna happen. But even when things would go down and or take a left turn or whatever, it never disheartened me, I guess. It was more along the lines of, you know, okay, well, that didn't work. Maybe we'll try this. And just really doing that until I got to a place where I wanted to be. And then looking back and saying, wow, that did not work out the way I expected. And, you know, sometimes I would end up in places where I didn't intend to. And then once I got there, realizing that, you know what, this is where I need to be and where I want to be right now. And it just worked itself out in the way that it was meant to work out. So, I don't know, I guess having that real go with the flow kind of attitude, which you wouldn't think would be somebody like me who I can be such a control freak with certain things. Like the other day I was like beside myself because in my work environment somebody changed like a little tiny thing, completely insignificant, but it was like, it threw like my whole morning off because something was different in my environment. And it's like, but yet there's the other side of me that there's like so many things it doesn't bother me if things change and I go with the flow. It's so weird, like just the silliest things sometimes just completely take me off track, and I need to remind myself that it's not that significant and to chill out. Put the question out there and see what the response is. So I find a lot of time that people are afraid of voicing what they really want because they're scared of the response that they're going to get back. And I completely understand that. Like, there's so many negative people out there who feel like it's their duty to point out the negative side of the things that you want to do, but not give you anything, you know, that you can jump off from. So like, what's a good example? When I wanted to learn how to play guitar, I probably had like 5 or 6 people just be like, why? I'm like, I don't know. I just, you know, my kid wanted to learn. We were in COVID and he wasn't feeling comfortable doing like the online thing. So I'm like, I'll learn, and you know, that I could teach him. And I realized really quickly that I am a horrible, horrible teacher, especially for something that I'm just learning myself. Anyways, he's in proper lessons now, and his teacher's awesome. So, but anyways, when I was like asking different people, you know, how do you think you would go about that? Or, you know, because it's COVID, you know, how would I get a guitar? Because I only had kids' guitars, so I need an adult guitar. You know, stuff like that. And, you know, a lot of people just kind of laughed at me and said, you know, you're too old, and, you know, why are you going to do that? Why are you going to waste your time on that? There's so many other things you can do, and stuff like that. And, but then I also had like a lot of, actually pretty much everybody I know who plays guitar were really, really helpful, with pointing me, you know, where to order my guitar from and who I could talk to for, you know, help with what I need to learn. And I actually, my other YouTube channel is just me with me practicing my guitar. Because the same people who were helping me and giving me information on what I needed to do, they'll go on and they'll look at my video. Well, first of all, they got sick of me sending them like all these videos, because I was like I was using up all their memory on their phones. But so they just go on there and they'll like watch it and critique me and give me like really helpful pointers, or point out, you know, some of the bad habits that I'm picking up by teaching myself and stuff like that. So although I did get like a lot of like negative feedback and comments that weren't very helpful, there was like probably like 2 or 3 times more people who were so helpful and so positive. And although I'm not a rock star, I can play a few songs now, which is, you know, awesome. And yeah, so had I been scared to just put it out there and ask and see what I could do, or if anybody had like any ideas how I could go about that, I would have just been sitting here not learning, and I would have never realized how much I enjoy it too. Like, it didn't even dawn on me that I might enjoy playing the guitar. Ooh, I just kicked my desk. And yeah, it's something I really, really enjoy. So, you know, and I would have never found that out if I didn't just put it out there. I find a lot too, like the children, when they want to do something, and you know, a lot of the times it's just easier if I do it and then teach them. So I've learned so many things just by that way. Yeah. Rambling. I need more coffee. This one too is like act as if. And my note here is fake it till you make it. And this one, I was working with football and I met this person, a coach, who was putting on some of the lessons, some of the clinics for coaching, and just a wonderful individual, such a positive and motivating person. I just enjoyed being around him. And that was something that he would always say, fake it till you make it. And yeah, I don't know, that's just something that just stuck with me. And I'm saying "and" a lot today. But yeah, so whenever I feel like you know, what's that called, imposter syndrome or whatever, I just think of my friend. You know, sometimes I'll message him and be like, hey, I need a pep talk. And I'll just fake it till I make it. And you know what, honestly, that was probably my whole philosophy with all my work I did with football, was fake it till you make it. And in the end, 9 times out of 10, we wouldn't make it. So do what you can, even if it's just a little, and spruce up the dream. So for that one, you know, so you have like these grand visions of what you want your world to be, or where you want to live and stuff like that. And it just says, you know, instead of just sitting there waiting for things to change what you can. You know, like if it's hanging a picture on the wall, or, you know, buying fake flowers because you don't know how to keep living things alive. I kill plants. But yeah, like something little, like my little $2 flowers, they honestly make me happy when I see them in the mornings. But yeah, just do what you can do with the resources you have right now, even if it's like a small, tiny little thing, you know. Sometimes all those little tiny things add up and they make big things. So you never know where it's going to get you. The next one is visual cues. Memory boards, vision boards. You know, having like magazines around that lens, like just visual things to remind you where you want to go and what your little world looks like. I don't know if it's exactly a vision board. You can kind of see on my wall there. There's my lamp that makes me look yellow. But you know, I got my world map, the places I've been. Hope one day the whole thing is black with X's. But like, you know, the things I picked up from traveling and the memories and all that I have from them, it just really reminds me of how much I want to travel so much more. And basically everywhere you look, like anything I want to do, like I was saying that last week, everything I want to do, I always have it in sight where I can see it, because then it keeps it in the front of my mind and basically reminds me of what I want to do and what I want to get done. Surround yourself with like-minded people. I think that is a huge thing. I didn't realize how draining it was having so many negative people around me until I didn't have negative people around me. And you know, like in the moment, like it didn't even dawn on me how much energy I was wasting dealing with negativity that I didn't need to deal with, and drama and all that other stuff, until I actually got rid of a lot of that in my life. And now it's like the second I sense negativity, it's like an allergic reaction, almost like a knee-jerk reaction, and it's like, nope, sorry, I'm not dealing with that, I'm done. And that's it. And by doing that, the people that, you know, are in my circle are very supportive, very, very positive, and they, I don't know, they compliment my life. My friend always said that to me with when it comes to like the people I have in my life. Do they complicate it or do they complement it? And for whatever reason, that just resonated with me, and was a very big catalyst for taking an inventory of who was in my life and who I deal with, and whether or not they actually complemented my life or if they complicated it. And you know what? It also forced me to kind of look at myself and ask if I was complimenting other people's lives, or if I was just I just lumped my train of thought there. Or if I was just complicating it. There we go. But yeah, and that's probably like, that was the hardest part too, was looking at myself and asking, you know, basically owning up to my own behavior with other people. Like, am I being a good influence? Am I making these people feel the same way that they make me feel, like positive and inspired and motivated and stuff like that? So I think that was the hardest part, actually putting that mirror up to your face and owning your own interactions with people. And then the last thing, as usual, is a backwards love yourself. And definitely you need to love yourself. As you've seen at the beginning of the video, I am loving myself in my peacock pajamas that are like super soft and cozy, and they just make me so very happy this morning. So next week's chapter is chapter 12, lead with your crotch. So I have a few ideas of what that chapter might be like, but I guess we'll see next week what it really means, because I'm sure it's not literal. I better go jump in the shower, get ready for work, and I hope everybody has a great evening, day, wherever you are. And yeah, bye.